Hello and welcome everyone to the Masterclass on Building IoT Products from Scratch. First of all, I would like to thank you all for joining us here. तो कैसे हैं आप लोग? All good? Now, I would like to all hit the subscribe button and like the video right now. So, are you doing it or not? Done with it? Now let's meet our mentor, Mr. Saurabh Bhardwaj. He'll be telling us about the algorithm on which Alexa actually works. Excited? तो जल्दी से अपनी सीट बेल्ट बांध लो और हम अपनी उड़ान लेने के लिए तैयार हैं. So let's go ahead.
Perfect. So this small intro was very helpful, Lakshita. Let me just go with the content now, and it's very important to let me know whether how many people are live and if there is any question, if there any problem that they are facing first of all, and then we'll go live. Okay. So let me share my screen first of all to everyone. So this is my camera, which I was facing towards the hardware. So before going towards this particular explanation, let me just check whether everything is going fine. Yeah, so hi everyone. Let me check whether everything is going fine or not. I believe things are there and everybody is live. And today it will be like a dhamal because the topic which we are going to discuss is going to connect a couple of things together, right? It will be like cloud, and then we'll have hardware, we'll have software, we'll have Google Assistant, everything connected together. Also, I'll let you know whether what is this field all about, how how this field is going to impact on upcoming economy, how can we build our own products based on hardware and software connection together, right? So the topic which I have chosen is just to let you know whether how things works, and yes, you can try these things at your home also. These will be very easy things. Hi Rabia, thank you for joining. Perfect. So the couple of no names people who are new to this platform, I would ask you first of all, before going ahead, please like and subscribe this channel, because we'll be live every Saturday with a couple of new activities, right? So without wasting time, before going into the content side, let me tell you the kind of promotional activity, kind of awareness activity that we did for you to tell whether how can you control your home appliances while using your mobile phone, using Google Assistant or Alexa, right? So let me tell you whether how these things works. So things are co-connected. I'll explain every single bit, every single step in deep, okay? And so let us check whether things works in real time also or not, okay? So these are not fascination. We can really work on these things, and you can create after listening this masterclass, after completing this masterclass, I'm sure everybody of you would be capable of building the same product at your end as well, because it's very easy, okay? And you'll get the complete idea how things works and how can you go for this particular field to get master in, okay? So what are the impact on jobs of this particular field, and how many companies are working in, how many products have already been developed, how many devices been developed. So everything this I'll just go through with it, okay? So let me just switch my screen on. So this is a simple code that I'm running on, okay? Before that, let me tell you, this is a camera. Let me make it unstable first to let you know whether things, this camera is pointing out to a bulb, okay, which I'm considering as one of the light for me. And here I can change, because this bulb is working on 230 volts, right? So either you connect a bulb here, you connect a fan here, you connect any home appliance here, will work, right? In the same way. So how many appliances do you want to connect? How many things do you want to connect? So based on the number of things, based on the number of devices, you can connect those devices with this, microcontroller or microprocessor based device, the centric device, the kind of master device, which right now I'm using Raspberry Pi. So we are going to work on Python, Raspberry Pi, cloud, then mobile application, connectivity with all of them together. So from user point of view till device point of view, everything, the kind of journey that we would have, will try to complete in this masterclass. Okay, and I'll tell you everything in practical ways as well, one by one. Okay, so this is my camera, and let me just try to run this code, right? Yeah, so here I'm just getting my data from the cloud. Let's see whether things will be coming up or not. Okay, and also you can see here on the top, on the right side, there is Bluetooth device and Wi-Fi connected both, right? So I'm connected with my Raspberry Pi wirelessly. Here the status is coming as bulb off. Okay, so bulb is off right now. So let me use my Google Assistant, right? Okay, Google, switch on the light, please.
Light has turned on. Thank you.
So just while speaking something to my Google Assistant, right, this bulb has got turned on, and based on my another command, right, I can do a lot of other activities also. I can control other appliances. I can get to know the status of my sensors also connected at my home. So a lot of different things can be done. So yeah, so you can check even, right? Let me switch on this camera. Let me switch on to my front camera, right? Okay. So here you can see, if you can read it out. Okay. So this Google Assistant was giving me the response also, the response which I have actually set it up. Okay. So this response, the kind of commands upon which you want to actually control these things, everything can be programmed. Everything can be, can be coded, right? So how we are coding these things, let's try to understand this. Okay. So this was the program. Let me just close it now. It was running up. We can change any status of this program anytime, any moment. Okay. This was a small program just for connecting one single device, one single thing. Okay. Or if you would connect more of such like this, right? If you'll connect more number of devices, more number of things, even if you want to check, if you want to, put a particular trolley, right? Upon which you can put your cylinder, right? Gas cylinder, just to check whether how much amount of this gas is available. Automatically, it should be notifying you in your mobile phone. Okay. You want to check the temperature and, maybe humidity level in your home, whether you want to check your gate is opened or closed, how many lights or fan or appliances are on once you are not in your home. So automatically your home appliances should talk to you the way we human used to talk to each other. And you won't believe, in upcoming year, in coming 5 to 10 years, you would see within this decade that things will speak to you in the same way that you are speaking with them. You're speaking with the family members. So these things will become the another family members for us now. Okay. So how these things are going to take place, how this program has been written, why I've written so many commands here, and what was this order, I'll just explain everything to you now. Okay. So we'll come back to this program again. Before that, let's try to understand things on on block diagram or step-by-step process. So yeah. So so what happened here, let me tell you, there are 4 steps now. Okay. So what I am doing, if you noticed, the first thing was a user. Suppose I was a user and I was using Google Assistant, right? The second is that my Google Assistant is connected with whatever I'm just speaking on based on my inputs. right? A command, a kind of, a kind of keyword is going to be hitted. Okay, so that command or cmd or a kind of keyword is going to be hitted upon a server, right? So this is what we have, a server here, and we are using a server called if triple t, or you can say a kind of connecting platform, if triple t. Okay, so the full form of this server or this platform is if this then that, right? So if triple t, then this if triple t has couple of features to connect, your Google Assistant as well as a kind of web server, because this if triple t is a kind of server which doesn't hold your values, and whatever we are speaking, until or unless we speak a next command, we give a next command, right? So till then this data should be stored somewhere. That's why we need to store the data, and that's why this if triple t doesn't provide this particular server where we can store our data, and we need another server basically. So here we got another IoT server, or you can say IoT cloud also. And right now we are using ThingSpeak, right? So there are multiple clouds. There are many such open source clouds, means free of cost cloud, which you can use for your college projects, for your home automation, for your personal products also, until or unless you are not launching any commercial product, right, on which you are going to have a on which you are going to build a company, on which you are going to build a startup, right? Till then you can use such platforms free of cost. Okay, then the fourth thing that we have got is the device, or you can say here a smart thing. Okay, so here in smart thing we have a bulb. Initially bulb was an ordinary thing, right? So how you want to create, how you want to transform these ordinary things into smart things, okay, or extraordinary things, or IoT things, right? So you can consider this as IoT thing also. So how you going to convert these ordinary thing into IoT thing? So any object in your home, right? Not in terms of a device, not such type of device which are required powers right now, right? So like you would consider geyser, fan, fridge, AC, coolers, right? These things would be considered as a thing, right? No, you can consider door, you can consider chairs, table, any object in your home, right? Any object you see and come across in your daily life, pen, laptop, right? Bottle, even this bottle should be smart. It should tell whether how much amount of water is there inside, and can I turn the temperature on for this particular bottle, right? So can I prepare a tea inside this bottle itself? So how can I check the status of this particular bottle itself? Whether, think about whether there is a fridge. Inside fridge there are a couple of things, maybe fruits and vegetables and couple of things, right? Can I get to know how many things are available? Do I have milk in my fridge or not? Okay, so everything you come across in your daily life, everything, if right, if everything, either a device or any object is going to send you the information, is going to connect with you, right? So finally, if I'll switch on the next page, so this is a user, and here we have things. Suppose TH1 till THN, right? So we have n number of things connected with this user in this fashion. Somehow either user can control them, or these things are actually notifying the status, whether the things are on, whether what is the temperature, all such status. Suppose camera is connected here and I want to check whether an intruder is coming or not, right? So cam. So you can connect this camera with the user also. So in between this somewhere, you need a network, right? You need a network. So what type of network do you need? What sort of network that you need here? It could be either internet, it could be Bluetooth, right? It could be Wi-Fi, right? It could be 3G, 4G connection. It could be nowadays few more networks are available. RF, networks are available in both free and paid mode. Like here in RF, you can see we have Zigbee, right? Or you can say instead of Z, you can say XBW also, right? Zigbee, okay. We have LoRaWAN as well, low range frequency, okay. We have NB-IoT. So you can see here how many networks can be available in between user and these things to get connected together. So ultimately the purpose of this entire field is to connect couple of things together. I'm not saying whether user should be connected with the things, even things are connected with the other things. Your fridge is connected with the AC is connected with the fan is connected with the lights, and everything is connected with the door, locker, and that should be connected with the entire gateway or the centric device, right? Your television, your curtain openers, your even geysers, everything is going to be connected together, right, with the centric device. And then every home would have this centric device. As a company owner, right? Because now if you have heard about Jio or a couple of other companies are going to launch such a small device through which you will get internet connectivity. Also, all such devices, wherever you will plug in that device, connected together, right? Suppose you'll plug this device in your television, okay, in your TV, it will be connected with your geyser, right, in your door locker, even how much amount of electricity that you are consuming per day. Even if you want to connect it through water also, how much amount of water that you are using or wasting. If there is a leakage of water, it should be automatically checked, right? So overall, things are connected together just to inform you what is happening, and those information can be called as analytics of your things, right? So couple of terms now, had it been upon your head now, right? It's coming towards you. You have to remember few things only. So everything which is going to be connected with any network, doesn't matter whether it's an internet, it's a Bluetooth, BLE, 3G or 4G connection, right? Ultimately, if all the things are connected together, this is called as Internet of everything. Internet of everything. So internet here means interconnectivity. Doesn't matter with 3G, 4G, with Wi-Fi, with maybe Zigbee or LoRa, whichever way you are connected with, in wired or wireless manner also. Through LAN also you have connected, through n number of wire connections that you have connected. No matter how you have connected these devices together, if any single device, any particular device is going to send the information, is going to share the information with other things, is your IoT. So there are a couple of terms now connected with this IoT, right? Let me change this page again. So now couple of things are connected with this IoT. If your artificial intelligence is connected with IoT, means you are connected, I mean, you are connecting couple of devices together, and those devices are going to take a smart decision, artificial decision also, right? Automatically, if the temperature is, high, so AC will be on, your cooler will be on. If there is a dark, automatically light will be on. So you can design a function in your home such like that. Slowly these devices will be learning whether what is your sleeping habits. Automatically at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, they will suggest you why you're not sleeping today. Your usual sleeping time is at 11 o'clock, right? So AI and IoT has formed a new term, that is AIoT. Likewise, industrial IoT has created another time, that is IIoT, double IoT, right? So likewise, you would see couple of things, and you can see other branches, other fields to be connected with this IoT, because here number of devices are going to be connected. So till today, you can consider around more than 50 billion devices all across the world. The population today, it's around 7 point some billion, 7.3, 7.4 billion, right? You can see here around 8 to 10 times to the population, right? More than 50 billion. Even I have seen somewhere it's across 100 billion devices also. And in next 5 years, right, these devices are going to be increased. Even before 3 years before, we had these devices, like the world population was around 7 billion, and around there were 2 to 5 billion devices only. And think about it. So within 3 to 4 years, we have got 50 billion devices, right? So what will happen in next 5 year or 10 year down the line? If there'll be 500 billion devices, suppose. So how these devices are going to be connected together? In which field that you are going to that you are going to see these devices connected together? Okay, so it could be your home, or you can say commercial IoT. Okay, commercial IoT. The second is your industrial IoT, IIoT, means every company, every single hardware manufacturing company, okay, will be using this IoT to connect all such machines and their production unit to check the productivity and the kind of analytics or the consumption every machine is doing so far. So you can imagine all across the world, you would see these kind of these kind of changes and requirement from every single industry. And third is, even here, this home segment is one of the segment where small devices, every single device used to be getting converted in couple of years, you would see would be smart things. So the third, which I probably think would be there with the smart cities. Here commercial thing will be coming into picture, maybe your hospitals, maybe your malls, right? Maybe college, or maybe institutions, you can say, right? You can have all public places like bus stops, you can have airports, right? You can have government buildings, right? So n number of directions you would see here that this IoT is going to be seen in. Okay, now if you'll see how many domains or how many areas this IoT can be utilized for. If I'll talk about, either it could be in agriculture, you can see these terms, whatever I'm speaking on. I could show you a number of pictures also. You could go on on Google and check out all such details. Are Google is flooded with all such details basically, and pictures, right? So agriculture, healthcare. If every single human being, right, they are going to produce 10 different parameters, maybe sugar level, right? Blood pressure, maybe respiration, right? Maybe heartbeat, right? Likewise, there could be n number of parameters. All such parameters would be collected from, from various different, devices to a centric device. Okay. And that centric device will monitor everything, your body parameters, on daily basis. And after a year, that device can suggest you whether how should you eat, how should you go for further for your taking care of your health. Okay. And yes, that Samsung is working on one of the chipset which will be inserted in a human body, and that will take care of everything because of blood flow, because of the the kind of changes inside the body would be happening or taking place. Okay. So this chipset is such, designed in such a way, or it would be it has been designed in such a way with nanotechnology, which should be inserted with a very small layer or a kind of operation where, right? So if you want to really check or get through all such analytics of a body, so healthcare definitely is going to pick a very, very high growth because of IoT. In agriculture, think about whether your soil, right? मिट्टी भी बोलने लग जाएगी, मिट्टी को भी you can see that this soil can be treated as one of the thing. Okay. So soil is not same everywhere, right? Geographically you would see different soil. So whether which soil is good for rice, for grain, for other different vegetables, what should be actually used in that particular soil, right? Automatically it should tell. Okay, I have checked on Google, there is no such intimation about the rainy season in next 1 week, so I require some maybe this much of amount of water, right? So you can go for irrigation basically, or automatically it should ask that machine which is available on the tube well to just turn on that particular motor to get get the irrigation done. So this is how it is going to happen in agriculture in upcoming years, right? Because of sensors, because of devices, because of some interconnectivity between the devices, right? And in agriculture, there is a network called LoRa or NB-IoT is going to play a big role, right? This is another network, right? Which works for 15 to 20 kilometers of range. It provides, they have the antenna, they provide, connectivity for 15 to 20 kilometers of range, right? The third is, you can see it here in, automation of all such fields, either home, commercial buildings or industrial, right? The third or fourth, sorry, the fourth, it could be in security systems, smart cities, then you could have it in okay, drone industry, means you can say it in aviation, right? Seventh in manufacturing, it could be in sports. Nowadays you would see cricket bats, right? Even if you have noticed, in stumps also we have some specific sensors, right? In your cricket bat also, there is a small device which will be placed upon your handle, and once you'll play a shot, the analytics of a particular cricketer would be analyzed. So number of IoT devices for footballers, for n number of different games, these devices, IoT devices, have already been have already been coming up. Here even you have a wristband, right? You have a wristband. Even you have smart healthcare band, you can say, right? So these bands are actually getting your couple of analytics, right? Maybe heartbeat, your your maybe what how many meters that you have running up, or maybe you're walking up, right? Based on the timing, right? Based on the timing, it can check whether are you running up, you're going up, you're going down. So your walking style, right, your running style, everything can be mapped up, right? So there are multiple devices nowadays. You would see even cricketers are using, athletes are using a couple of bands here, right, in the shoulders, in wrist, and they are tracking their performances. Okay, so IoT is going to play a big role in industry 4.0 revolution, right? So till today, or maybe before this decade, right, we had industry 3.0, industry IR 3.0 running, where we saw mobile devices, mobile applications, right, internet, right? Before that we had transportation, we had machineries. Then we saw another revolution which used to be called as maybe your global revolution, right? Right now we are under industry 4.0, IR 4.0, right? And this 4.0 is consisting all these technologies, right, basically. So IoT is one of them, which is going to play a big role in industry 4.0. So IoT, apart from this, few more technology, if I'll name them: AI, data science, machine learning, deep learning, cloud computing, right? AR, VR, right? Maybe if I'll name few more, blockchain. So consider these few technologies apart from IoT in industry 4.0, IR 4.0. And yes, that's all that you would see in next at least 2 decades. So you are at 20 right now, till your 40s, up in next 15, 20 years, you would see these technologies growing up. And right now they're just babies, right? So you would see them growing up at least for next 5 to 10 years, and they'll be stable at least in next 5 to 10 years. So for you, it's very important to learn now. Only you, if you learn it today, then you'll be growing parallel to what actually happening in the market. So something which is stable, you should not learn that, because after some time, whichever domain is stable right now will go down. So if you learn Java, if you learn something maybe the kind of mobile application only, Android application only, no, it's not going to work for you. You should have knowledge about hybrid application to design, web application to design, the new framework that has come, that those are coming in the markets, new technologies which are coming in the market, right? New computing techniques. Maybe suppose you should work on, you should not work on servers now, even you should work on clouds, basically, because those are the advanced level things. So how you are going to learn all these things, that is a different part. But today we had a particular concern about this topic, which we have seen as a project, right? Building first IoT product right from scratch. So I hope you have understood what all we have done. So let me go with one by one. The first thing, let's start from backside. Let's try to understand the first thing, that is the device, right? Let's try to understand the device. Okay, so from device, that will go to a cloud where we can store the status, okay, of my bulb. Here in device, I'm using a bulb. I can use any appliance over here also. Okay, so to design this device, basically, or a smart device, there could be n number of things. So what we need here, so suppose this is your bulb or any appliance, right? So if you want to control that, here you have got connected 230 volt, right? So how do you turn on or off this bulb? Basically manually, you have to connect this bulb directly with 230 volts, and there is a switch in between. So you have to switch, you have to press this switch. If this is a switch here, and which is connected with 230 volts, right? So if you'll press this, If you'll press this, then this line will be connected and bulb will be on. If it is not, so yeah, so if you'll press this button in a different direction, so it will be disconnected, right? This is what is the manual method. So same thing here has to be done automatically. To do it automatically, here we have a kind of component that is called as relay. Relay is called as electromechanical switch, means it is half mechanical or half electric. So this relay is going to be connected with the bulb. Okay, so let me just go to the next page and tell you how the connections are there. So suppose this is a bulb, it has two wires. If I'll connect this wire and this wire directly to 230 volt, definitely this bulb is going to glow. If I'll just break this wire, I'm just going to break this wire in between here somewhere. Okay, so what will happen, because there's no closed loop between this bulb and the input electricity, so that's why this bulb is not going to glow. So what we'll do, we'll use this suppose switch. Okay, if I'll press this switch, it will connect both the terminals together. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just connecting this terminal here. I'm just connecting this terminal here. So what will happen, as soon as I'll press this button, because the entire loop will be completed, due to which this bulb will be on. Okay, now this was the mechanical method. Apart from this, what I did, I've connected a relay here. Okay, so this relay has an input. This is the input, right? This input is like a programming input. Programming input. So here we have an output of this relay. Again, in this relay, there is a connection between this and that. I mean, this first terminal and the second terminal. Now I have connected this first terminal to this 230 volt and the second terminal to this bulb wire. Okay, so as soon as I'll give this input as one in digital logics. Okay, digital logics, that is your high or low. Okay, so as soon as you'll give one, so these two wires will be connected automatically, because a kind of mechanical operation will be happening or taking place in this relay. Basically, as soon as I'll give 0 here or low voltage, so this connection will be detached. Okay, so if it will be detached, then automatically there'll be no connection in between these two wires, and due to which bulb will be off. So bulb will be on or off just because if we are sending 1 or 0 here, right, from the input. So what will be the input? How will give this input? Basically, they could be through any programming. So here you can use two things, microcontroller or microprocessor. So microprocessor and microcontroller can be programmed. That's why I'm telling you this, right? Either apart from this, you can choose any logic building ICs, right? Like you can have NAND gates, AND gates, right? Any logic building ICs, any logic building even component, like you can have transistors, MOSFET, anything. But here you have to write a program, kind of program where if a user will be, speaking something, based on that command only it should happen. So we have to get if and else condition. If this has been spoken, then 1 should be coming up. If that has been spoken, 0 should be coming up. Understood? So here you can use either microcontroller or microprocessor. Let me turn on to the next page. So microcontroller and microprocessor, there are multiple microcontroller, microprocessor you must come across. Microprocessor, like you have 8085, right? 8086 in college days that you used to hear of. And these were being manufactured or invented in 1970 around, in 70s you can say. Microcontroller also, like 8051 in 70s itself. Nowadays, the advanced microcontrollers are coming up, right? So you can say PIC microcontroller, ARM microcontroller, you have AVR microcontrollers, right? So we have couple of microcontrollers here. Likewise, processors, we have Intel i3, i5, like that microprocessors. Sorry. Then you have AMD processors. You have Motorola processors. Number of microprocessor companies are there, and the number of microprocessors. Okay, so here, if you will get through the IC only, pick microcontroller IC, ARM microcontroller IC. So IC will be looking like this, where number of pins will be there. Okay, here will be a notch based on which you can see this is pin number 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, and likewise 5 till 10, 20, something like this. So if you would work on this IC, you have to provide VCC, ground, and couple of other component connections with this IC itself also. So that's why in market you would see couple of boards are manufactured using this kind of microcontroller ICs. So those boards are like Arduino. So Arduino is a particular board, a learning purpose board, right? A learning purpose board inside which AVR microcontroller ICs are available. Likewise, we have Node MCU. Node MCU. There are multiple n number of boards are available. Learning purpose boards are available. Why I'm saying learning purpose? Because these boards should not be used directly in any product. Once you are designing product, you should design your own PCB also. So somebody who is working in the organization like Arduino organization, so they have designed a PCB, that board basically, and they have named it as Arduino basically, right? So here in this Arduino, they have designed a particular software on which you can write a program, and likewise in Arduino also, Node MCU also, and number of other boards also. I have designed my own board, right? We can design our own board because somebody who know PCB designing, who know circuit analysis, circuit designing also can design their own boards using any particular IC. Okay, so likewise here in microprocessor also you can see n number of things, like you have motherboards, computer motherboards, you have Raspberry Pi, you have Jetson, it's a NVIDIA product. So there are n number of companies which are providing, again, boards based on microprocessors. Okay, they'll be using either AMD processors, Intel processor, Motorola processors, Fujitsu processors, couple of other names also. Okay, so ultimately what you have understood in microcontroller or microprocessor based boards are there. Without any hesitation, without designing a circuitry, even somebody who is from CSE background, computer science background, right, even not good with the PCB designing, they can directly use these boards and learn about this IoT device interfacing, okay, or development of these kind of projects or products. Okay, so here let's suppose we have Arduino, a bigger name which is very popular in the market and very easy to learn also. Here in microprocessor, we have Raspberry Pi. So Arduino is a board, or Raspberry Pi is a board which requires a programming language also to work upon. So here in this Arduino, we use embedded C programming language. Here in Raspberry Pi, we can use Python. I'm not using whether we should use embedded C or Python only. They could be other programming languages also, but generally in 90% cases, you would see these programming languages to be used. Okay, so you can choose any particular mode, either microcontroller or microprocessor. You can choose any particular direction. But how would you know whether you should go for microprocessor or microcontroller? So based on your requirement, based on requirement. Which kind of requirement? Like you can have number of devices. If number of devices are really high, a distance also, protocol also, right? Then speed also. So based on couple of other, price also. Price can be one great factor also, right? And you can see security as well, right? So based on this factor, you can decide whether you should go for Arduino or you should go for Raspberry Pi. Suppose you have a low budget. For low budget, you should go for Arduino, right? It could be available in $250 till $1,000 or $1,500, right? Then if you have high budget, right, then you should go for Raspberry Pi. It would be from $1,000 till $5,000. Right? So based on the budget, you can decide whether you should go with Arduino or Raspberry Pi. Then if you think, okay, suppose in your home you're going to connect, suppose this is your home, you're going to connect couple of things together. Okay, so how can you design a network? This could be your master device, because you can understand it very easily. If I'll take an example for your home, because you used to experience things on regular basis. Otherwise, similarly, you can experience it. You can just imagine for an industry also, at railway platform, at bus stop, at airport, at in your campus also, in any government building also, anywhere, right? So think about, there's a master device, and there are devices like your device number 1, device number 2, device number 3, device number 4, device number 5 are connected in your home. It could be in washroom, it could be in kitchen, in bedroom, right? In hall, in your second floor, something like that. Okay. But the distance between these devices, like suppose 10 meter here, it may be 20 meters, 35 meters, maybe 5 meter, like that. We have a distance here. Okay. Not more than 50 meters. So you can see within this small area in your home, right? Till second or third floor also, right? From your ground floor, everything is connected with this master device. So you have to check whether should you prepare these devices separately, or you should prepare only one single master device and you should connect these appliances or sensors directly with the wires, right? So because the distance here is 35 meter, 20 meter, you should not go for wired connections. So if you have wireless connections, so this device can be prepared with Arduino, right? So this device can be prepared with Arduino. Likewise, Arduino, right? And this master device, because today you may have a need of 5 Arduino to connect with this master, but later suppose there are 10 more in need, 20 more in need, right? So better to go with Raspberry Pi here. Also, Raspberry Pi has Ethernet port or internet port, internet already available. So you don't need to work with extra component to connect with this Raspberry Pi. So here in this example, you have seen how to choose whether you should go for Arduino or Raspberry Pi, right? So if your distance could be high, let me take another example. Suppose you are talking about agriculture. This is what we have a tube well we have, and here we have the first field, second field, right? Field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, and the distance here it is somewhat maybe 200 meters, and with this it could be 400 meters. This could be suppose 600 meters. This could be 100 meters. Now you can check, you can't use Wi-Fi here. You can't use any, I mean, wires also. It's an open field. You'll be using irrigation and everything. So it will not be good while using, that wired connections also. So better to choose something else. So here technology will be changed, right? So here wireless technology like LoRa can be used, right? Low range frequency can be used, even if it is a matter of 500, 600 meters, 500 to 600 meters in open area, right? You can choose Zigbee also, XBEE. You can choose BLE also, Bluetooth low energy, right? So you can choose these things as well. So here again, Arduino for an experiment purpose only, and Raspberry Pi can be used. Understood? Here you should give the internet connectivity also. Okay, so you can consider this as a master device, and these are the slave device. So slave 1, slave 2, slave 3, slave 4, and master devices there. So what is happening here? The kind of network, let me just prepare it once again. Master, then slave, right? So whatever the connection that you have between all these slave and master, so this would be wireless, right? So these devices are called as nodes, right? And this is called as master node, right? So these are client nodes, you can say. So between the client node till master node, whatever this network that you have established, okay, is called as fog. Means like that you see a kind of fog generally in winters. It would be just available towards the ground only. It would have no impact on height, isn't it? So the kind of small area where wireless connectivity is being established, that is called as fog. Okay, so data communication between these slaves to the master node. Here whatever computation is taking place is called as fog computing, right? So in this fog computing, which type of network that you are using, what type of protocol that you are using, how many devices, sensors you are using, what will be the time consumption or energy consumption in between this in between this particular network, that will be the key aspect of this fog computing. The second is called as edge computing. Edge computing, right? So edge computing means this master now collected every single data which is coming from slave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Okay, so suppose 50 slaves have sent information to this master node. Now every minute you're getting data from all the devices. Should you send all every single data, every bit and byte of data to cloud now from this master to cloud? No, right? So some computing should be done here intelligently, because they could be after a month, after a year, there could be GB of data on server, and that you have to pay for. So better to have the computing here itself. Think about how many fields would be there in entire world. Even in India, how many fields would be there? In agriculture, we would be having more than billion devices requirement. In transportation, in automobile, every car would be sending tons of data, because a car would have tire pressure, fuel information, locking of the gates, maybe GPS location, security, about the seat belt, and number of parameters, right? And this information will be sent to owner of the car, maybe the supplier of the car, to the company manufacturer of the car also. So this should be the information, right? So how will you just send that entire information to a cloud? It's not a good idea. So that's why there should be computation here on edge side also. So this master node is called as edge also, right? So the computation or the computing, whichever is happening or will be taking place at this master node, will be called as edge computing. After edge computing, whatever data, whatever important data that you have extracted out from the entire data, coming from all these slaves, right, that you have extracted. So this data will be communicated to this cloud. Okay. So now if you are sending this data to cloud, again at this cloud, something should be happening. Some computation should be happening. Some calculation must be happening. So what type of data that has been sent by S2, S1, maybe master 1, master 2. Master 1 is available in Jaipur, master 2 is available in Jodhpur, master 3 is available in in another state. Likewise, couple of master nodes are available and they are sending information. So all such calculations or computation will be taking at cloud. So the third term would be coming as cloud computing. So here in IoT, we have 3 computing techniques or methods or fields available inside: fog computing, edge computing, and cloud computing, right? So what we have done today for the very first product, now you can see the intensity of this particular field. The expansion that can happen in this field is going to expand a lot, right? It's upon you whether how do you dig in yourself into it, how do you learn all these things. Being a core engineering person, either from CSE or ECE or electrical, these 3 branches are specifically these 3 are perfectly suitable for IoT. Basically IoT field is just meant for these branches only, because the combination of fields that we are actually discussing, it's hardware and software both. Okay, now what we have done today, because we knew I am going to use a device, right? This device I have connected directly to a bulb, right? Yes, of course, with the help of relay, right? So here I did not use any slave. I have used master device, right? So I have connected a particular bulb directly through master using Raspberry Pi. So what I'm using, what is my structure finally? So bulb, then relay, then Raspberry Pi, then this Raspberry Pi is connected with the cloud. This cloud is connected with the maybe if triple T, a kind of interconnecting cloud. You can say cloud number 1 or cloud number 2 also, right? And then this C2 is connected with the user. Mobile phone. Here I'm using mobile phone. Any Android or iOS mobile phone that you can use here. Okay. Here you should have an application. I'm using Google Assistant, right? You can choose any other application also. You can choose Instagram. You can use Facebook. You can choose WhatsApp also. You can choose any application, whichever you want in your mobile phone. And based on the connectivity of that application or uses of that application, because if you're using WhatsApp, you can choose either message, you can choose either a voice command whatsoever. Likewise on Insta and Facebook also. So right now I'm using Google Assistant, where I'm just working with the a voice command. So this is the overall flow of our application today, right? So if you want to design this similar application which I have designed here, first of all you should collect a bulb, very easy, just in 10 rupees, right? Relay, it's a matter of 10 to 50 rupees, maybe 50 would be the right price, right? One single relay, right? And then Raspberry Pi and the other a component like one memory card and everything. It could be 3,500 around. Okay. Then this cloud is free, this cloud is free, this user application is free. So within overall 3,500 rupees, you could have this application available in your home. If you want another bulb, B1 to B2, B3, likewise, you just need to work with 60 or 80 rupees more for every single other application. Okay. This would be the entire cost. Okay. Now let's go to understand what I have done in this Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi, this is my Raspberry Pi. It requires a programming language, which I used Python here. So Raspberry Pi has input output pins. So these are called as general purpose IO pins, GPIO pins. So here we have 40 GPIO pins, overall 40 GPIO pins, out of which not 40 overall GPIO. So 40 overall pins, out of which we have 21 to 23 GPIO pins, means where you can get 1 or 0 logic, right? 1 or 0 logic out. So what I've used pin number 1, pin number 2, pin number 3, likewise, pin number 4. I've used pin number 7. I've used pin number 7 to connect it with the relay. And this relay is connected with the bulb. So if I'll set 1 here on this pin number 7 using Python programming, right? Then this 1 logic will be set on relay and this bulb will be on. If I'll set this logic to 0, then this relay will be off and the bulb will be off, right? So how I'm setting this, 1 or 0 based on the data which is coming from the cloud, and the cloud was ThingSpeak, right? So on ThingSpeak, 1 or 0 logic that we have set it up using a command called on and off. So how it is happening without making you confused, everything which I'm explaining is just like theoretical part. Why don't I turn on this part to a particular practical part basically? Okay, so let me just share you this specific small program, right? Before that, let me just check whether if you have questions also. Let me know whether do you have any question. Any question, anyone, please. ओके वैभव 10 रुपीज में कौन सा बल्ब आता है? 10 की जगह 50 में आ जाएगा, 20 में आ जाएगा यार. So 100 watt वाला बल्ब, सूर्य बल्ब. Perfect. So any question, anyone, please? Should I go ahead now? Just give me a signal whether should I go ahead or do you have any question? Write in your chat box if you have a question, please. Thanks, Vaibhav. Thanks. How about other people? Please let me know. Perfect then. So now let me just switch on to this particular part where we had to discuss about programming part. Okay. So before understanding these things, means before understanding this entire code, let me take you through the very simple code or programming in Python. So if you have to turn on this bulb, right? So we have Python, maybe if I'll just show you up. Okay. I'll just show you pin configuration of Raspberry Pi. So this is your pin out. Right? So it's your pin configuration. So pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we have a pin. Here we have USB ports. Here we have Ethernet port, and the HDMI port, camera connectors, display connector, and everything, right? This is your Broadcom chip, a kind of microprocessor basically, okay? Here we need microprocessor means you need OS, operating system for this, okay? So right now we are using Raspbian operating system, which is a Linux based operating system for us, okay? So these are the pin configuration. Here we start from counting from left side, okay, left top side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm using pin number 7, which is GPIO 4. So either you should call it as GPIO 4 or pin number 7 that you can use for any sort of programming with the bulb, okay? Now, suppose, yeah, so if I have to just turn on this bulb and on and off this bulb basically directly, so what should I do? Import rpi .gpio. This is the library for Raspberry Pi port or the GPIO pins as rp. This is what I have taken a variable, and let me just import another library, that is time as t, okay? So rp dot, we have to set up the board also. So rp dot setup or set mode, rp dot board, okay? Now rp dot set up the pin. So which pin am I going to use? Pin number 7, that rp dot out. So I'm going to use it as a output pin because I'm going to send a particular data, either 1 or 0 to this, okay? So pin number 7 should be out. Let me just make it in a loop where it should be a continuous loop, okay? So rp dot output. Now I'm going to give the output in actual, okay? The output should be on pin number 7, sorry, it should be 1. Let me just print some data also. Bulb is on, and let me give a delay t dot sleep for 2 seconds. Similarly, let me just copy this data, copy and paste. It's 0, bulb is off. That's it, okay? So let me save this program just on desktop itself. Bulb test 1. Let me save it. If I'll just run this program, what will happen? Let's see. So bulb is on, off will be running up, right? And let's check whether it is happening or not. So let me just use an application for that. Yeah. You can see it here. I believe the screen is visible, right? So because our program is running after each 2 seconds, it should be on and off, right? This is what we have written in a program. Let me just stop it, right? So this was the program. Now what do we need? This should not be done automatically with a time interval. It should be done based on the cloud, okay? So I have used a cloud called ThingSpeak, remember? So if you remember, like we were using a cloud. Okay. Yeah, so let me just take you through the cloud also, thingspeak.com. Let me just sign in here. This is my account or profile. It's very easy to sign in here in ThingSpeak, okay? I can go for my channel, right? So here, as soon as you'll start, your account will be created on this cloud on ThingSpeak, okay? So you would see here a kind of button, which is a new channel, right? So let me create a new channel for you, right? This is how you'll create your own channel. Suppose your channel is IoT test, right? Go down and you don't need to do anything else. Just click on new channel, click on save channel. With this, you'll be able to see the APIs here, API key. So using your API, I'm going to send the information, or I'm going to access the information of this cloud to Raspberry Pi. Okay. So there are two APIs keys. So first is write API key and second is read API key. So am I going to read the data or am I going to send the data? So user means I'm going to send the data from my mobile phone to this ThingSpeak, but Raspberry Pi is going to receive a data, read a data. So here we have to go through with the third channel field. So this is the complete URL. So I'll use this URL. Let me copy it. So let me just copy it and show it to you also. How will be the data? So if I'll just change it from 2 to 1. So this will be the output. If I'll just hit this URL, so this should be the output. So feeds are coming just blank. Okay. So let me write some data over here in this feed. So the first link I can use this first link. Here 0 is written. Suppose I'm using hello, right? So hello is my first entry. If I'll just refresh it, so hello is coming as my data, right? Understood? So here from the first link, I'm just reading a data. From my second link, I am writing a data. Suppose I'm writing a data which can be written from anywhere in the world. Okay. Suppose I'm writing a data on, right? This is my second entry. If I'll refresh it, on is coming up. On is coming up, right? So likewise, if I'll just use here off, let me copy and paste it here once again. Yeah. So if I'll refresh it once again, the off is coming up. So we have to use these two URLs. One is to send the information and another is to receive the information. That's it. This is what we are going to do. Okay. So what I did, I have used the the third URL, this third URL basically in my program. In my program here, this is the URL. You can see if I'll just expand it. Right. So it's a kind of URL which I have used as for result is equal to 1. You can see here I was using result is equal to 1. This kind of URL that I'm using. Okay. However, my channel is different. The channel was, let me show you my channels. There are two channels now. I've got home automation channel and IoT test channel. So I was using home automation channel basically. So I'll show you here. The URL is this. The entire URL will always be same except this key. So right now I'm using 11D6H5I, something like this, the keys, right? Anybody in the world can use this link basically to actually send the information on my cloud. Okay. And it's public. So you guys can also use it. So 11D6 something, this is the key that I'm using right now. I can delete it also. If I'll delete, nobody can use it. Nothing will be happening basically. So, okay. So this is my URL. As soon as I'll hit this URL, to hit this URL, we have a kind of library in Python that is called as requests. So request library helps us to hit the URL. So I've got a variable here, r.get. So here I'm using pin number 7, RP, same thing which I was using for bulb. So r.get, I'm getting a data into data. So data which is coming back, if you noticed, right? So this data is coming in such a form, right? Bracket, right? Commas, double comma, something like this is coming up. So this format is called as JSON format, JavaScript object notation. So this data is coming in JSON format. That's why we have decoded the data in JSON format and that we have stored in D, right? So if I'll run this code, if I'll run this code, you would notice I'm running this code now. Running a code in Raspberry Pi is as simple as running a Python code every time. So the entire data is coming up like this, right? Now I have to extract this on only. I have to extract this on only, right? I don't need the entire data. So what should I do? So this on is available. If you will notice, this on is available inside the feed. So let me just stop this first. Yeah. So here you notice this is a particular data which is available in feeds. So feeds, then this is a list. If you know a little bit of Python programming, so if this is a list, then this will be called as the first element of the kit of the list. So and that will be having an index value as 0. So feeds of 0 of field 1 right? So feeds of 0 of field 1 will be the target area or target position where we have to target for getting this on extracted. Okay, so what I'm doing, so feeds of 0 of field 1 and equal to on. If this data, whichever is coming from that particular URL, okay, will be on, then this Raspberry Pi should turn my bulb on. Okay, otherwise else if this is off, then it, this Raspberry Pi should turn my bulb off. And there should be a gap of 2 seconds every time to run this particular loop. Understood? That's the only program that I've written. So if you notice here in this program, there is just 2 or 3 lines of code difference. Request library, then get, then JSON, and this if and else. Everything is quite same here. Understood? Let me check whether you guys have any problem. Please let me know. Any issue, anyone? Any question, anyone? Now the best part is going to come to connect your, Google Assistant with this, your Google Assistant with this Raspberry Pi, or with, you can say, ThingSpeak. Is that okay? Any question, anyone? So I'm going ahead then. Okay, if you don't have any question then. So now you understood how to get the data, but how to actually change the status of this ThingSpeak from on to off, off to on, right? So this is how we have to, learn about. So we have to choose this URL now. So this URL, we have to actually we have to place this URL somewhere with our Google Assistant. So my Google Assistant is available in my mobile phone. How would I connect my Google Assistant with this particular URL then? For connecting your Google Assistant with the ThingSpeak, in between this, it means you can consider that ThingSpeak and user or Google Assistant, in between this another application is going to take place, and this application is called as if triple T, or here there's a term called, there's a cloud to connect these two APIs together. Your Google Assistant is an API, and then your ThingSpeak is also an API. To connect two APIs together, we have a cloud application called as webhook. Okay, so let me show you that. If TTT.com, you can create your own account over here as well. So I have already created applet. So here we have a create button. You can click on this create button to create an applet. Applet means a button, an event, right? So one event, one instruction is called as one applet. Okay, suppose you click here, I'm just showing you, one specific demo. So you are using two. I'm already using two, right? So 3 applets can be used free of cost. Okay. So if this, then that. Okay. So I have to check. I have to, click add. If this, okay, one more thing. So Google Assistant requires a Google ID first. Okay. So I'm using a Google ID in my mobile phone, as well as here for if triple T, it should be same, right? So both of these IDs or email ID must be same. Otherwise, your Google Assistant will be activating from another email ID to another account, and that's why there will not be any link. So first of all, your Google Assistant must be working with the same ID as you are logged in with this particular iftripplety.com. Cool. So here you can choose Google Assistant. Here you can see Google Drive, Wi-Fi, Google Task, couple of other applications also, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything is available. So I have chosen for going with Google Assistant. Now it's asking me, do you want to say a phrase, simple phrase, say a phrase with the number, say a phrase with the text ingredient, then say a phrase with both a number and a text ingredient. So I'm going to choose the first one, say a simple phrase. Okay. So it has asked me, what do you want to say? I want to say, suppose, maybe turn on the fan. Okay. I want to say fan on. The another way of saying this thing, so the same command could be fan on. Please turn the fan on, right? This is my third applet. So what do you want the assistant to reply you back? Okay. So that could be, this is done. Thank you. Okay. This is the reply. This could be the reply from Google Assistant. And then just click on create trigger. So I have created if statement. Now I have to go for then that. So then that, let me add this this thing as well. So here I have to use, if I'm saying this on my Google Assistant, then what do I need to perform? I need to change the status, right? So for that I have webhook. Okay, make a web request. Yes. So what is that URL that I'm going to hit? This is my URL off. Okay. This is my URL on and off, maybe whatever it is. Okay. Then here method is get. Please select the response. That response I want into JSON format. Okay, JSON format will be the response. Nothing else has to be changed. And simple. Just a second. Yeah, so you have to click on the create action. That's it. It's as simple as that. So you should click on continue and then click on finish. Here you will receive notification when this applet runs. Every time you would get a notification what happened with that request basically. So I have clicked on finishing, and now your applet is ready. In just 2 minutes your applet would be ready, right? Perfect. So now we have got 3 applets. So I'm using 3 applets. The first is turn on the fan. The second is turn on the light, turn off the light. I've already created them, right? So if I'll just go and check, you can check this also. You can go in settings. Any applet that you have already built, you can check in settings. If, so what did I use here? If turn on the light, switch on the light, please turn on the light. Anything of them would be said. The reply would be coming as light has turned on, thank you. Okay. And this would be the response. So what did I use otherwise apart from this? Let's check in the then also. So what did I use? And then I have used a particular URL, and here I have used on. So as soon as I'll say switch on the light, this URL is going to be hit. So from user, I'm using this mobile phone. In my mobile phone, I'll say in Google Assistant something, some specific sentence. Then the sentence would be triggering this URL. Basically, it would be activating this URL. Okay, as soon as my sentence would be same, which I have already trained to this portal. So now this URL will be activated, and as soon as this URL will be activated, automatically it will change the status of my ThingSpeak. So my ThingSpeak status will be changed, and here the data will be changed. So if I'll just change the status to on, as soon as my URL will be hitted, every time the status here, the response here will be changed. And because I am extracting data, I am reading the data whichever has been changed on this URL at my Raspberry Pi end also. So Raspberry Pi will keep on updating that status of my bulb based on the status of that particular URL has been changed on the ThingSpeak, and that was being changed because of my input using this application called if_t. Understood? So this was the wholesome idea from Google Assistant to a particular if_t cloud, or you can say webhook application in between that. So then to ThingSpeak to Raspberry Pi, and then Raspberry Pi is actually actually controlling the bulb. Okay, so let me just go back to this camera part once again. Right, and let me try. Right, so this is what I have already made up. Okay, these conditions are quite easy to understand, I believe. I'll just explain it once again. So I had 3 applets, if you noticed. Right, we have 3 applets. So I have just used a particular URL here. Okay, so if I'll also notice here, my URL should be changed because now I'm using this URL, right? My channel was different one. If you remember, like I had created a new channel for you. So my channel earlier was a different one. So now I'll just paste my URL here and I'll check what is the status. So right now this status is on. That's why the bulb is on. If the status here will be changed, let me change it manually. I'm not using any voice command. Copy and paste. So if I'll just change my status and let me run this code also, because this code will be accessing data from the same URL, right? So the status is on. Right now the field status is on. If I'll do it manually here, right, you can check the status is coming as off, right? And also the bulb is off, right? If I'll change this status again manually itself, right? Let me change the status manually on, right? So the bulb has got on, the status is coming on, and also the bulb is on, right? So let me do it again for off. The entry should be coming up, right? So immediately if I'll check, it's off and the bulb is off. Now I want to do it, using Google Assistant. Let me check it on. Sometime if internet is not working fine, there could be an error. There could be a network error, but otherwise everything should be working fine. Okay, Google, switch on the light because it's.
Light has turned on. Thank you.
So light is on. Okay, Google, switch off the light.
Light has turned off. Thank you.
So here the status is on. As soon as the status will be changed, the bulb will be automatically off. Right? So it has done. Now let me just tell you. Let me just close everything here. And ask you about your questions. Right? So what we have done all together, if I'll just tell you in one single sentence. Right? So overall, yeah, here there was a user. You can say Saur was here. He was speaking in Google Assistant. Right? And then Google Assistant to if triple T. Then if triple T to thing speak. Thing speak to Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi to relay, and then relay to bulb. Why do I write this? Yeah, so bulb is connected with 230 volt, and whatever that ampere is based on the load capacity. Means if 100-watt bulb will be there, so 100-watt bulb will require 230 volt and maybe 0.4 to 0.5 ampere of current, right? Yes or no? The combination of both must become 100-watt. So voltage multiplication with current. Likewise, if I have 0 watt, however, it's not 0 watt always. It should be 10 or 15 volt. Watt, right? So 230 volt with point somehow maybe 0.5 or 0.8. I don't know. So it could be the ampere of current, right? So that will be drawn. So this should be the entire flow chart. So first step, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So overall, in 7 steps, where 3 hardware things are used. Okay, so I can use a different color also here just to make you understand. So here, this was the hardware part. So user is using mobile phone. That's not a big deal, right? So till this moment, it's very easy to work on. And if triple T, it's free and also free, right? So I believe now you just consider it in 3 steps, 1, 2, and 3. So you can choose any of these steps to be working, as your first step or second step or third step. You can work on this part, either this part or this part first. So better if you don't have hardware, if you don't have Raspberry Pi, relay or bulb at your side, so you can parallelly work with any of them, right? As soon as you'll get the Raspberry Pi, you'll be able to achieve the same which I have done today. Apart from this, what should be the real step? What should be the real step of working with these kind of products? So this was a project, right? So let me tell you how should be your strategy towards the product. So first of all, you should understand PCB designing, right? Then embedded programming, in PCB designing, circuit designing also gets included. Then third is networking protocols. Fourth, a little bit of cloud. And fifth, you can say, device interfacing, or device, I should say, or sensor, I should say, sensor interfacing. So here in device, it could be bulb or any appliance. In sensor, there could be temperature sensor, humidity sensor, heartbeat sensor. It could be brain mapping sensor, machine to machine devices, M to M devices, whatsoever that you have n number of sensors available. So I did not tell you whether how to prepare your home automation device. I tried to convey you the message how to prepare any product. So if you want to skip this step, so better to use a board here. If you want to skip this thing, better to use board here. With this, you'll skip this designing part. Okay, you'll directly use board and work on embedded programming. Then networking protocol, either you can work on HTTP or TCP protocols. Here, HTTP request can be used and TCP IP, MQTT can be used. Cloud, either you can use AWS, you can use Google Cloud, you can use Azure also, you can use any open source cloud also, right? So here in device interfacing, you can choose any input output devices, any appliances, motors, actuators, siren, buzzers, LED indicators, right? Bulbs, any home appliance, any machine also, right? And this would be input, this would be output. So overall, these 5 steps, you can skip any one of them also, like which I told you, the PCB designing part, but you have to go through with these 4 steps if you want to learn and master in this field. Apart from this, we are already running batches of IoT, right, where everything is getting covered. Oh, okay, one more thing. If you don't have hardware also, you can work on simulation. Because every time, once you will be working in a company would not ask you to just order 1,000 or lakh of rupees of sensors upon which you don't have confidence right now. So first of all, they'll ask you to prepare a simulation also. Okay, so for simulation, you can use here Proteus, which is very good. Proteus. It's a software simulation. I mean, it's a software for simulation for any sort of embedded or IoT products, right? You can choose any number of ICs like Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and sensors. Every single component is available in free of cost. You can choose Proteus here, Proteus 7 or 8 you can choose, and then embedded programming, C or Python. You can say C or C++, both, right? Plus. And networking protocol, which I have already listed out, cloud, devices. That's it. So this is the entire learning that you should go through. There's the only thing which you should go through, and I believe if you would ask me what should be the roadmap, overall you can give the circuit designing and understanding all these basics using Proteus simulation. It will take hardly 7 to 10 days. Then embedded programming, again 7 to 10 days, either Python or C++. Networking protocols, again 7 to 10 days. Cloud, again 7 to 10 days. Device interfacing, it could take 10 to 15 days, 20 days also. So overall, minimum, if you will consider 35 to 50 days overall would be enough to experience this field. And if you practice on these things couple of times for preparing n number of solutions, working in n number of fields, so within 3 to 6 months, you would be one of the master in this field. This is what is my belief says. Okay, that's it. It doesn't matter whether you are from hardware background or software background. Nothing is that that tough, I believe, until or unless you experience these things. Okay. So now let me take your queries. whether if you have questions. This was all from my side. This was all from our side, basically, depending upon the topic that we had today. If you have any question, any sort of doubt, that we can discuss it now. Sir, it's important to use 7th pin or any other pin, any particular pin, any pin. Like here we have couple of GPIO pins. Let me just share it here. Yeah. So here we have how many GPIO pins? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and even one more pin has been added. So overall 18, 24 pins. So 24 pins, even UART 0, this TX and RX can also be used. So overall you can say, 24, 26 pins can be used. Any of these pins can be used. Just you need to change this number from 7 to 11, 13, 15, 19, 21, 23 based on the pin that you are connecting your bulb with. So if you have 5 bulbs, you can choose 5 different pins. So depending upon number of appliances, you have to choose n number of pins basically. So which camera off karke? How can we launch this IoT product for public use, including with Google Assistant integration? Yes, you can. See, you can use Google Assistants. No problem in that. And even you can use if triple T also. You can purchase the license, which will be very with a nominal cost, right? And you need to work on thing speak part. Okay. So instead of thing speak, you can use AWS. The simple configuration of this AWS or any sort of cloud would be to store your status of the device or status of your bulbs or appliances. Okay. So preparing that cloud, it will hardly take 2 to 3 days for any web developer. It's very easy to design those APIs. Okay. It's not that tough. It's necessary to use 7 pin. Okay, that I have already answered. Other software to create a project on IoT, sir. Yes. I have already answered it. If you remember, not only Raspberry Pi, you can choose Arduino, right? You can choose Keel software working with microcontrollers directly, like PIC microcontrollers or 8051 microcontrollers, AVR microcontrollers, ARM microcontrollers. There are multiple software upon which you can write your programs. Okay. Any question, any sort of question, anybody, please let me know. Okay. So, however, this Marwadi is also Hindi, right? So Bihari is also Hindi, but due to some specific accent or words, we used to call it, specifically as Bihari or Marwadi or Punjabi or something like that, right? So here in embedded C, there are few keywords, there are few instructions which are not same as C language. However, the concepts are exactly same in C, right? So the concepts are same, like loops, conditional statements, the data types, functions, everything is same except few commands. Like instead of print command, we have here different command. Here we would be using on a couple of registers, right? So just a small difference between few commands, right? That's why we used to call it as embedded C. Also, we are using it for hardware. That's why normal C cannot be used for embedded part. Anything else, please? Any other question? So one more time, the last thing that I would just run this program upon. Okay, better to start with the application. You can choose this editor and open any file like this also. right? So it's up to you. How you're actually going to use it for any application in your. We in Learn and Build, we people in our office have used such type of solutions already, right? So we build it, our own, and we build it for our office. We have built it for a couple of other companies also. So we build solutions, for IoT and for artificial intelligence, for data analytics tools, and web development, app development also for a couple of companies. And this is how we used to ask, used to ask our learners to be part of such product solutions which used to build for other companies as interns also. Okay, so we used to take interviews for that, and if somebody who really fits well for this kind of internship, we used to pay them as well. Okay, and also on parallel to it, on the top of it, we used to train students the same thing, same same learnings which we used to get from the kind of product development using our training programs. Okay, so this is what we had to cover in this session today. If you really want to be want to take a part for other master classes, please visit this website again that you have already went through and did the registration, right? learnandbuild.in.org both, right? So anywhere you can go and go for the, even here you can go for course, right? And let me tell you, just choose this Python programming, which is totally free of cost for you. The learners who have come to attend this masterclass, they will get the particular coupon basically for this course that will be totally free of cost. Okay, so you'll get the coupon through which, if you'll register here, if you'll go inside, you click on enroll. So you can enroll it through your Google account or somewhere. So you can enter your own details also. You can go for sign up, right? And it will request you to enter any coupon code if you have. So it will send you an email upon which you'll get the free coupon code, right? It will be 100% free. You can learn entire Python. Let me show you if the learning of Python, how will it be done. So this will be the portal where to experience this portal, to experience this entire platform, better to use your computers, right? So just go with, so this is your build IoT product from scratch. After this masterclass, after completing this masterclass, your video will also be available here. So suppose Python 3 power of programming, this would be the course. Okay, and that is totally free of cost. So here you would see introduction, since introduction till the applications, assignment, assessment, everything is available here. So you can check what is your rank also, how many other people are connected. So my rank is running with 20th rank, maybe somebody else would be on first. So this is a portal where you can learn entire Python data structure. Before beginning this thing, what should you know and what should you install, right? Suppose I'll talk about control flow here, if else, for loop, decision making part, everything is written, functions, modules, then file handling, error control, network reachability, right? So everything is written here. Suppose if I'll just start. Likewise, you will be able to check the entire course curriculum. Here you can run any specific video if you want. It's a very small. Hello, welcome to Learn and Build. Me and Ashutosh. This is Sam, who is 3 years old. So me and Ashutosh have designed this basically entire course. I believe you would love it. You just go, and we tried to explain everything bit by bit, right? And we believe it would be of around 10 to 15 hours of content, which we took around 2 months to design this one. specifically to check whether have we covered every bit of bit of information in this course. So please try to go and you will get this course coupon, right? And apart from this, you have to get, if you want to get the certificate, for that you have to go to Masterclass, and again go to this Masterclass which you have registered for, and access your assignment, right? So if I'll show you what will be the assignment kind of thing. So this will be like your assignment. Click on building IoT product after logged in, right? So you'll have the assessment here. Click on this. So you'll attempt to it. So once you'll attempt, you'll be able to get into it, right? So if you'll go in this, my certificate will be ready like this. Okay. So for you also, if you will go to this exam and prepare it, your certificate would be ready. Right. So you have attended this build IoT products from scratch. You were the part of this one on this date, and whatever will be your name, whatever you will enter your name over there will be coming here. Okay. So an automatic certificate will be generated. So better to go on this masterclass and be a part of it, right? And just give your assessment and get this certificate done, right? So if you have any query, please let me know. Any question, any query? So whoever is there, right? So I can see a couple of students are still there waiting for something to come up. So I have already given you the perk, right? If you have attended today's masterclass. So I hope you have learned the entire concept. You can build this, product, and also you have got to know what all should you learn and how should you start. If you want to start with Python, I've told you, okay, you'll get the coupon code. Also, you'll go through with this, entire course of Python. After completing your Python course, also you'll get the certificate automatically. Okay. And to get the certificate of this masterclass, I have told you the process. You have to go through with the assessment. We have to check whether how well I have delivered my knowledge, how well I have delivered this, concept to you, and the same kind of questions that I've delivered will be asked in that assessment. Okay. So that's it. And at the end, I'll just ask you whether if you have a question, please ask. Otherwise, we'll just end up the session here. And before ending up the session, please subscribe this channel and yes, click on the like button. And that's it. Thank you so much. Thanks for attending the masterclass. Hope to see you again in upcoming masterclasses. And please be connected. Give your feedback if you have some. If you have any feedback, you can write it here in this chat box. I loved that you have come up and you were staying here and you invested your 2 hours. I hope I have delivered the content to you well. Okay, thank you so much. So thanks, guys. Let's meet some another time with another masterclass. Till then, enjoy. Bye-bye. So coupon code you'll get Nishchay on your email ID itself. Bye-bye. Thank you.